let's talk about meditation. Now, I know some may say that's all people talking about these days, and if I hear one more thing about meditation, and you may hear some people say, you know, meditation ain't gonna make the money, meditation ain't gonna change the problem. But meditation does do way more than people think. You know, meditation, first of all, is not just to relieve stress, although that's one of the benefits of it. It does relieve stress, but that's not the sole purpose of meditation. I think what's very important is for us to really understand what is meditation and know that there are different forms of meditation. One of the main misconceptions I feel people have about meditation is one, that it's optional. It's not optional. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you living and breathing, you need to have time and space for meditation. If you're living and breathing, you need to have time for meditation. Two, another misconception is that meditation, you totally go mindless. Your mind goes blank. You know, you have no thoughts. So a lot of people try it and think, they try a form of it and think, well, I can't meditate because I got too much on my mind, or I can't seem to clear my mind, those type of things. Well, it doesn't just all forms of meditation, you're not totally clearing your mind. So if you are one that deal with like difficulties meditating because you feel like, come on, truck, now what's going on? Because you feel like you can't clear your mind, you might need to do a mindful meditation. Since you got a full mind, you see what I did there? You might need to do a mindful meditation. You know what I'm saying? So that you can just start there. You can't go from all these thoughts in my mind to I'm gonna just go mindless. No, this is not gonna happen like that. You got too much momentum going on in the mind to just halt it. So you have to kind of train the mind. So you got to do some training of the mind, and mindful meditation is one where you can train the mind. Let me know how my sound is too. Lately, I've been having some issues when I go live. It'd be like this weird kind of sound. Can't quite figure out what it is. I was hoping it was just Mercury retrograde, but I don't know. We'll see. So let me know how my sound is. But anyway, so that's that. But with meditation, okay, you sound good. Wonderful. So with meditation, my thing is the mind. Let's be clear. The mind becomes matter. Thought becomes things. As a man thinketh, so is he. So the mind is such a major part of your creation process. Such a major part of your creating of your own world, that it's essential for you to have a really good relationship with it, for you to protect it, for you to feed it, for you to nurture it, for you to cleanse it, heal it. It is very essential, because the mind, the heart as well, but they have a relationship. They have a very close relationship, the heart and mind, you know. And the heart, I mean, really starting with the heart could help, but you know, you can start with mind, and then once the mind gets a little bit more trained or cleared out, you can start doing some heart work. But both is essential. But that's the reason why meditation, I think, you know, is essential. Like, it's not a choice. And then let's be clear, just like manifestation, a lot of people want to know, like, how do I manifest? How do I manifest? You're manifesting always. Right now you're manifesting. Same way with meditation. It's like, let's be clear, you're meditating. What are you meditating on? That's the, you know, where's your mind? A lot of times the mind is somewhere you don't even know it. It's been there all day, so to say. It's been there all week. It's been there all year. That's where your mind is, and you don't even know it. Then the dynamic thing about the mind is there's different how can I say it? Not stages of mind, but there's different parts of the mind, I guess, for the lack of a better word in this moment. You have the subconscious, you have the conscious, you have superconscious. That's the realm of, like, you know, intuition, inner guidance, you know, that connection that you have with the divine, where you're not even thinking these thoughts are just coming, those intuitive things. Then you have the conscious one, where you have these thoughts that's maybe conscious thoughts, they're contrived by your conscious thoughts. Then you have subconscious, and these are thoughts that are contrived by past experiences or the collective consciousness or the conscious of your mama or your environment or whatever. And so these become subconscious. So the mind is a very complex and beautiful place. It's like a garden. Many call it a garden. The heart and the mind is like your garden. It is truly. So it's essential for you to tend to the garden, for you to tend to it. And a lot of times when I'm talking to individuals, clients specifically, I don't want y'all to be thinking I just be walking around just, I don't know. But anyway, when I be talking to clients, you know, my answers, I only have a few answers. And I often only have a few questions, my own questions. I'll have questions, inquiry, like questions as they talk to me, questions begin to channel to help them to navigate through their situation that they're dealing with. But one of my questions that remain is, how often do you meditate? What's your morning routine look like? Because the situations that they usually are dealing with, especially if it's like a chaotic type energy or a kind of out of control energy, I can tell that they're not having any time to just breathe and let go of the situations, let go of life for a minute. Because usually when you do that, you know, you're able to see certain things. There are certain things that, you know, you're going to kind of naturally begin to get answers to. It's going to give space for things to kind of work out or clear up or, you know, reveal themselves. But oftentimes when the mind is just going, the person is feeling like they need to do so much. I was doing this and I was doing that and I need to do this and I was thinking I need to figure this out and I need to it's like going. And unfortunately, we've been grown to believe that when we're doing a lot that we're getting somewhere, but that's not always the case. Oftentimes when you're doing a lot, you're not going anywhere. And many times when you slow down and don't do much and get quiet and be still, you find some breakthroughs when you do that. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about it today. And anytime I feel compelled to talk about meditation, I try my best to do it, because meditation, especially I'll say in the melanated community, you know, I think it's getting more and more popular now, given thanks for the age of Aquarius. But one, meditation has been a little taboo in some communities, because it's like, what you meditating on? If you ain't meditating on a word, then you need to not meditate on nothing. The devil, you know, it's like that. Which is totally because of the misconception of what meditation is. You know, it's like people still have kind of like an ancient, ignorant view of what meditation is, especially if they see people maybe holding a mudra or some kind of pose, or, oh, don't let them be chanting. Oh my goodness, don't use mantras or sounds. Oh my God, Om, what Om mean? You know, that's a wicked sound, and you know, it could be all type of stuff. So for me, I like to talk about it and take the spook out of it and help us to understand that it's a faculty of the mind. You're already doing it, and so be more intentional about it, and you could find yourself, you could find this as a tool to keep you centered, balanced, and in alignment with your victories, with your breakthroughs, with your best life, you know, in alignment with that. Because in order for you to stay in alignment with that, you have to be calm, you have to be poised, you have to be lighthearted, you have to be open to hear, open to be guided. Somewhat, I think it's Florence Scovian says she missed her, what did she call it? She said, don't miss your hunch. I think that's how she called it. She's like, inner being is always giving you a hunch. And oftentimes people miss the hunch or miss the clue or miss the pointer or miss the way, because you're so busy in your mind you can't even hear. The ego is louder than the inner voice, you know, and that is very common. And so, you know, meditation really helps. So I was inspired to put together this 30-day meditation practice, because 30 days, I mean, I would venture to say 45 days, even better, 90 days if you can, double up on it, you know. But 30 days is a really good time if you commit to doing it consistently for those 30 days. You could really get somewhere when it comes to training your mind and your nervous system to be more meditative. Because oftentimes, you know, we have a hard time because our mind has been trained to be knee-jerk. Our mind has been trained to be negative sometimes. Our mind has been trained or conditioned to be distrusting, be chattery. Like, you know, you have to train the mind. Just as you've been training the mind for however many years. Say you 25 years old, you've never meditated. Okay, but you have been meditating. Your mind has been meditating on other things or in other ways. So now it's just cleaning up. I think I'm a little too close to this curb, shawty. And now it's the time to just clean it up. Be more intentional with your meditation. What you're meditating on during the day. How you're thinking. You know, what are the mantras that you got going on in your head? You think you don't know. You've never done mantras. Yeah, you've done mantras. You've done mantras. Those mantras have gone on in your head. And so for 30 days, if you do some intentional meditation, and guided meditation is one that's really good to start with. So it can guide your thoughts, guide your mind, you know. And my style, you know, my natural style of guided meditation, I have kind of noticed the natural style flow. You know, I start with the breathing, because if you ain't relaxed, then, you know, we really can't get started. So I start with the relaxation. And then once you're open and relaxed, your heart is open, your mind is open, then I may just guide you through certain thoughts with my words. So as you're relaxing and you're listening, I'm kind of guiding your thoughts or coaching you. I may not. I may just be coaching you to keep staying focused on breathing, stay focused on relaxing. Let your thoughts pass. You know, those are the things I may be saying, or I may be saying certain things for you to think about, for you to consider. And then I tend to close with an affirmation or some kind of mantra, because now that you're in a relaxed state, your brain waves are at a state where you can receive. Then now you can start to program something in your subconscious. And that's when the affirmations or the mantras can come in and be very effective. And so that's going to be kind of the style of the meditations that I'll be premiering every day. I chose to premiere it at 6 a.m. because I'm really encouraging for us to get up early. I tend to get up around that time or earlier. Even if I get up earlier, sometimes, I mean, lately for the last several months, actually, my body has just been waking me up between 3 and 4 every morning. Now, I'm not saying that's a time, I'm not encouraging that as a time to wake up. I'm saying that I can't stop it. It's been happening for the last several months. So I have just kind of accepted it, leaned into it, and stopped fighting it. Because for a minute I was fighting like, dang, why do I keep waking up? You know, but I just been accepting it. And so I'm up, and I'll just kind of spend that time in meditation, journaling, prayer, stuff like that. And then go back to sleep and get a few more hours and then get up for the day. But if you can get yourself up between 5:30 and 7 for meditation, that'll be wonderful. Here in Atlanta, the sun rises around 7:30, something like that, between 7 and 7:30. I can't remember the exact time. But if you can get up before sunrise and be closing out your meditations around sunrise, that's amazing, you know. And a lot of people get up anyway. You're going to work and things. If you're one who go to work in the mornings, you have to get there by 8 or 9, then you definitely should be up around 5:36, maybe a little bit earlier, so you can have your time to yourself, so you can do your meditations. The meditations that I'm putting up on YouTube are 15 minutes or less. I'm trying my best to keep it at that. You know how I do. I flow with spirit. So if I feel compelled to continue any other ones, I will. But right now, the idea is 15 minutes or less. Once you finish your meditation, I often encourage you to journal. And journaling, you can do it in different ways. You can do some momentum scripting. You can do the tab exercise that I teach. You can do you can do a gratitude letter. You know, just write about the things that you're grateful for. You can just speak your day. Like, I give thanks for this beautiful day. I'm grateful of how it unfolded. Like, you can imagine your day before you have it. You know, I've done that. I do that a lot. It's like, I imagine my day before I go. I give thanks for how productive I am today. I give thanks for all the golden links that linked up today. I give thanks for all of the people who were in their own corners of their own worlds, thinking about me and helping me out. I give thanks for all of that. You know, I give thanks for the income that I was able to bring in today. I give thanks for the love I was able to share. I give thanks. And so I think about my day and give thanks, like, in advance. And that can be how you journal. Or sometimes something is on your mind, or, you know, you may be just in reflection about something. And after you meditate and lighten your heart and open your mind, now that thing kind of unfolds and you get some revelations. You definitely want to write those down. That happens a lot for me. It's like, once I finish my meditations, something I have been vibing on, like the other day, it was a dream. I had this dream, and I try not to try to immediately translate my dreams, because I want to give it time to just sit with me, you know. And so it came back, you know, in my consciousness, and it came back strong with all of the messages. I was like, wow, you know. So I sat in my journaling time after my meditations that morning and wrote out translated the dream. That's what I spent my time doing that morning, and it was just deep, and it took me in so many different places, you know what I mean? So yeah, doing that in the morning, it centers your mind. It just, you know, it really just, it puts you in this stream of energy that protects you. It attracts that same frequency to you, and that frequency can show up as support, help, the breakthrough you've been looking for, kind actions from others, you know, a better experience with your supervisor or your co-workers or your business partner, whatever. Like, when you put yourself in that frequency in the morning time, it directs your day. And so, you know, I never forget, I was reading, I think, Game of Life by Florence Scovel-Shinn. And you may hear me talking about Florence Scovel-Shinn and Neville Goddard a lot right now, because I've been revisiting their work, and I most likely will do some book studies this year with their work. So I've been just revisiting and getting prepared for that. But I think it was Game of Life where she said, when you are on a certain frequency, you don't attract accidents. You know, you don't attract arguments. You don't attract, like, these things are just not a part of your life. It's just not a part of your life. And so on the other end of that is, if you're often attracting accidents, leaving things, places, you know, people perturbed with you, like, people are just upset with you, and maybe not that they're not mad, but they're frustrated with you, and you got all of these different things, then you got to check your energy. You gotta check your energy, because when you are vibing on a high frequency, by law, you're gonna attract an experience of high frequencies. If you're attracting a lot of lower frequencies, you gotta check. You gotta just see. And it could be, it's not saying that you're a low person or stop, you know, don't think like that. But maybe you're not, maybe you're sad and you're not addressing it. Maybe you're dissatisfied or frustrated and you're not addressing it. Maybe you're doubtful. You're trying to stay encouraged. You're trying to be upful about life, but you're like doubtful. You don't really believe that things are really working in your favor. These are all low frequencies. Maybe you're angry. You know, you're just angry. You could be angry with this society. You could be angry with your mama, angry with your daddy, or angry with yourself. You could be angry. And anger doesn't show up like roar all the time. Anger shows up like that little feeling of anxiety that you get ever so often. Peace, brother. Yabo. Boy Truth. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but peace. For some reason, I was thinking about you a couple of times the last few days. But nonetheless, anger doesn't show up like roar, and sadness doesn't show up like boohoo crying and can't get out of bed. It's sometimes a little feeling that you just can't shake. Same with anger, you know, same with fear. Fear doesn't always show up as cold sweats or, you know, stagnation or procrastination. Fear can sometimes, you can be doing it scared, but you gotta address that fear. You have to like calm the heart. And so I'm mentioning that because sometimes that's what it is that's having you vibrate on a certain frequency. And then now you're attracting things in your life and you can't quite figure out why I'm going through all of these different things. But it's all frequency. It's all energy. It really is. I mean, I think I really just, it is all energy. Whether you understand it, whether you believe it, whether this is something that's foreign to you, whether it is all energy. So get into a place where you really understand that and be able to work with that understanding that shows up in this life as law. To get to understand that can really help you to walk this world in a way that you're meant to walk it. You know, I'm not having these talks. I'm not saying any of this to say, well, okay, let me say it differently. I'm not solely saying these things to say, do this so you can feel better. Do this so you can be successful. Do this. This is not the purpose, the sole purpose of this conversation. It's do these things or think this or think about these things or grow in your understanding, wisdom, and knowledge around this so that you can actually live out the purpose of us living. You know, we come into this physical experience with a divine purpose and plan. And if we want to put it in short, that is to shine your light. Period. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You can't let it shine if you're vibing on a low frequency. How you gonna let it shine? You can't let it shine if you're not walking in integrity, meaning you're not walking in what you know, how you know you're meant to walk this land, how you know you're meant to live your life. You know it because it keeps like every day it's on you. And whether you feel like, well, I can't do all of that, queen. I gotta work. I got children. I got this. I got that. I got a wife. I got this. Okay. I'm just saying your light is your light. And if it's your job that's dimming it, if it's your spouse that's dimming it, if it's the way of thinking is dimming it, if it's stagnant emotions that's dimming it, whatever that's dimming it, I'm empathetic about it, compassionate about it, but I'm gonna push you like, look, okay, what we gonna do about this then? What we gonna do? And oftentimes what you gotta do is inside. You ain't gotta do nothing outside. Sometimes it's called for, but you're not gonna know that until you sit down and connect inside, and that's gonna give you the way. And so that's our sole purpose in this world, is to shine your light. When you come around me, I want your light. I barely remember names, and I always tell people, don't charge it to my head. I mean, charge it to my heart, charge it to my head. But it's bigger than that. It's really that I see your light. I remember your light. Trust me, I remember your light. I may not remember your name, but I remember your light. The light that was shining around you, the light that was shining from within you, out of you, the light that was shining through your words, through your vibration, through your frequency. That's what I remember, because light attracts light, light connects with light. You know, light amplifies light. You know what I mean? So And oftentimes we're here, we get these situations and circumstances in our life that challenges us because we're supposed to shine our light in those situations. That is our role in that situation, is to shine your light. That's everyone's role in the situation. If everyone in a situation that got chaotic, if everybody paused for the cause, do a brief 3-minute breathing exercise or meditation, and then focus on the question, how do I shine my light in this situation? Then situations and circumstances will be handled in such a high frequency that you will feel like magicians. That's just how it'll feel if everybody just handled it in that way. And how do I shine my light mean? What natural part of me? Is it the way I speak? Is it the way I think? Is it the way I organize? Is it the way I rationalize? What is it that's naturally a part of me that shows up in a beautiful way in this world, or that shows up in an effective or helpful way in this world? It could be just my smile. It could be my ability to be compassionate. It could be my ability to be unbiased. It could be my ability to love, to extend divine love in a situation. That could be my light. Okay, that's how you're supposed to shine your light. And you're supposed to shine it everywhere you go. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Like, y'all know I'm from the church. That was one of our Sunshine Band songs. You know what I'm saying? But that's real. So anyway, I gotta roll out. Give thanks for those who are tuned in live and those who are watching it as a replay. Just keep in mind, I do have the 30-day meditation practice right now on my YouTube channel. One is premiering every day. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. One is going to be premiering every day at 6 a.m. It's 15 minutes or less. Turn on the notification once you go to my YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum, sis. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, turn on the notifications once you go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, of course, and you'll get the notification of the premiere. And you can even click the little button that say wait or something like that, or something like, I think it's like wait, because I saw some numbers like we have this many people waiting. So you can do that so you won't miss it. Then set your reminders and tune in at 6 a.m. for the premiere. And if you missed the premiere, if you just missed the premiere, it's okay. I'm encouraging you to try your best to tune in, because we want to train ourselves to get up a little earlier if we're not ones that get up early. If you miss it, it will be still on the YouTube channel. I'm going to create a playlist, so you can just go to that playlist and do it as soon as you can. But try to do it shortly after you wake up. You know, try not to wait. You know, it's okay if you do. I would definitely say do it maybe once you take your lunch break. And you can do it a few times throughout the day. You know, I like to do it like that. I pause. I have my times throughout the day. I think I have 5, 6. I have 6 times throughout the day that I just pause and take about 15 minutes to just breathe. You know, it's really just breathe. I just breathe, clear my mind, lighten my heart, relax my body. You know, it may turn into a full-blown meditation. I might end up doing something else, but definitely prayer. I'll go into some prayer, but I do that at least 6 times a day. And that's nothing. That's nothing. Because it's brief. It ain't long. It's not fancy. It's just literally I have some time set on my thing, my reminders, at 1:11, 2:22, 3:33, 4:44, 5:55, 6:66. That's hilarious. So 5 times at 5:55, and those are my times. That is hilarious. 6:66. What time is that? But nonetheless. Oh, that just tickled me. I'm sorry. That just tickled me. Like, girl, I'll be there at 6:66. I'm gonna start telling people that. What time you want to meet? Girl, let's do 6:66. Let's do 6:66. What time you want to have that business? We're gonna do it at 6:66. I can't wait to say that. I can't wait to say it and see if they catch it. That is hilarious. All right, but anyway, I have those times set. So clearly I don't have 6 times. This is 5 times. Okay, 5 times. 1, 11, 2, 22, 3, 33, and 4, 44, 5, 55. It's set on my watch. It dings, and I do it. I didn't have a particular reason why I set those times. I just did them because, you know how those times. Peace. How you doing? Happy new calendar year. I pray it goes well for you. And I pray I see you at Oyun throughout the year, indulging in some of the goodness that we got going on over there. That includes all of y'all. So yeah, and I do the meditation, and then I do some prayers, and it just sets the tone. And it's such a vibe. It's just like, it's really just walking around like you in a bubble. You're not affected by the world around you, and it's a lot going on around you. You know what I'm saying? A lot without you even knowing. There's a lot going on around you, especially around a lot of people. I'm going to one of my favorite cafes right now to work out of, and I'm just thinking about how many people in there, what they got going on, everything. But when you set your energy in a certain type of way, you're not impacted by that, so you can be all right. A lot of people ask me, do you have a hard time because of the energy work you do, or because you're an empath or those type of things? When you go out, do you feel people? I do, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't influence me. It doesn't impact me. It's all right, unless it's like super strong. And when that happens, I just pause, giving thanks for being for getting that being attuned in Reiki, because that has been like, because all I do is, if I feel it strong, I just pause for the cause, administer some Reiki, and I'll be done with it. And that'd be it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to feel like, oh, let me open myself up. So just in case they, come into my field, I'm open to talk and all these kind of things. I don't do that anymore. I don't mind doing it when spirit leads me to, because it's a flow. It's like I don't have to force it. It's a flow. And I enjoy those times usually. But because of the meditation in the morning, the meditation throughout the day, it's a certain protection. It's a certain radiation, it's a radiant light. And then it's also, because of awareness, I'm able to be a light without having to do anything but just be. But that happens as you create a routine where that includes meditation, prayer, affirmation, breathing, getting your frequency up, getting your radiation high, your light, vibrant. And then, that's how you can just walk your walk, shine your light. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do anything, really, unless you're led to do it, genuinely led to do it. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. We are close to the new moon, so I do have a new moon meditation coming up. I also have a new moon sound bath coming up this week. I don't have any more room for my prosperity circle, so just look out for the ones that's coming up in the future. You can, if you weren't able to register for this one, you can register for ones in the future, but take advantage of those. Those are going to be amazing. And make sure you go subscribe and turn on your notification on my YouTube channel, all right, for the 30-day meditation practice. Okay, peace and love, y'all.